This lesson is all about range masks, which you can find in any of these adjustments that we've been working with. I'm going to use this image to show you what you can do. Let me quickly apply what we did before. Say you want to make the sky even bluer. We're going to create this graduated mask or filter, clicking and dragging pretty much over the whole thing. And let's just adjust the temperature, make it super blue. Now I want to show you what we can do to improve this with the range mask. But first I want to show you another cool trick. If you want to make sort of a copy of your photo so you can test out multiple edits, you can create what's called a virtual copy. Right click the photo down here in your photo tray and choose create virtual copy. This is not creating a copy on your computer. It's just creating a different version within Lightroom that you can play around with and adjust. So now if I delete this graduated filter, for example, we have these two photos that we can go between and see the edits we like. And that might be something you do with your photos. You might, edit it one way and want to try a different edit, but not want to delete your first edits. And that's what a virtual copy is for. I'm going to undo Control Z to get back that graduated filter on both images. So now I have two images that are exactly the same graduated filter. But now with the second one, I'm going to turn on range mask. You have two options, color and luminance. You've learned similarly how this works before. Color allows us to adjust just a specific color. Luminance will allow us to adjust just a specific exposure. So I'm going to choose color. Then I'm going to use my eyedropper up here to click the color in the sky. You can click just once and it's going to select a specific color, or you can click and drag to sort of choose a range of colors. Because the sky goes from sort of dark blue to light blue, I am going to pick sort of a range up here. And so it is more intelligent in the colors that it's picking. You might not have noticed exactly what happened, but if I go between these two photos, let me know if you can see the difference. Well, I know you can't tell me, but let's just go back and forth. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. What changed? Well, a lot of the Walt Disney Hall that is the silver is now not being affected by this graduated filter, which is cool because adding this filter to make the sky look bluer, if it applies it to the buildings in the foreground, it just looks fake. It doesn't look real. But this one itself looks a lot more real. And I like that it is just being applied to the sky now and not as much to the silver below. You can adjust sort of the amount of how this is being applied. If I drag to the right, it selects more of sort of the previous image, so the building actually gets more of that adjustment. If I drag all the way to the left, then less of sort of that filter is being applied. We can still see what's happening by turning this on and off, but it's being applied mostly to just the sky. Now let's go to this photo and show you how the luminance range mask works. So with this one, let me turn off the split toning that we've done before, and I don't believe we have any other effect on here right now, so that's good. So let's use our graduated filter and just create a graduated filter like this. So if I want to select just the sky using luminance, what I would do is turn on the luminance range mask. Let's turn on show selected mask overlay. Now this is selecting just everything up here, but we have these sliders that is selecting everything in the range of 0 to 100 exposure. So dragging these up or down, it can make a selection of a specific range of exposures. So if we just want to select the darks, we would drag this right part down and it would select, see more, it's just selecting the darker parts down here. So that way, if we want to just bring up the exposure of those dark parts, we can do so by just dragging up the exposure up here. Or the shadows, which might look a little bit more natural. Or if you want to just select the sky this way, you could also use the color for this, but if we want to just select the sky and not the ground below, which is a little bit darker, you can drag up this range, something like that. That looks a little bit better. And now we can use this to make the sky even bluer. And it looks a little bit more natural than if the range mask was off. Similar to what we had in the Walt Disney Hall, the range mask prevents this adjustment from completely adjusting the ground below, which might not look too natural. Cool, so now you know how range masks work with both the luminance and color adjustments. Remember, you can use these for both or any of the graduated, radial, or brush filters.